Hey, everybody. Sorry about all the noise. This is industry. This is the backbone of the economy. Hell yeah. I've never been to this spot before. I cross this bridge a lot, which if you have ever visited or you live in like the greater Vancouver area, you'll know that this bridge is the bane of every single person's existence who lives here. It's terrible. There's always traffic, and right now, add about 45 minutes to your trip, and that's every day. So I'm not really sure how people do it if they have to commute to work and all that stuff that regular people do, you know? So why am I here? Yeah, that's a valid question. I like to come out and find new spots. I find that shooting in new locations can always be inspiring, or it can be not inspiring, but hopefully like you learn a little bit. Today I wanted to give myself a little challenge. One of my favorite content creators, James Popsis, who I will link down in the description, he did a challenge where he only shot in black and white, and I thought that was really powerful. It's not something that I've never tried before. I love black and white photography. I shoot black and white film quite often, and so I thought that would be a fun little thing to do today. So I came to a spot where I thought there might be some really interesting contrasts, some cool buildings, and it's a nice, beautiful, sunny, low cloud kind of day here in Vancouver. So we're gonna go see what kind of photos we could take today. Let's go. I mentioned how much I don't like sand. Never have, never will. One of the things I like the most about black and white photography is that it removes some of the constraints and some of the worry around color and color science. Like, you're worried about the luminance values of certain colors, but you're not worried necessarily about how like the blues clash with the reds, or if the specific hue of the yellow is gonna go with the hue of the green. And so in a way, it is a little bit freeing, and I've noticed that I begin to see things in a slightly different light. But the way I look at a landscape or the way I look at a scene is just a little bit different. And I like that. I like seeing things in a different way. Except for sand. And I'll never think of that any differently. Okay, this spot, boring. Let's go to a new spot. Well, that was fun. It seems that industry followed me home. So, sorry about the noise. I'm really happy I hit up that last location on my way home up on the hillside there. I've always been pretty uninspired there, but it's not too far from my house, and with the way that the black and white brought out the clouds, it really felt more like a special photo than what I've had luck with in the past. Now, when I'm editing a photo set, I almost always end up with some images that I deliver in black and white. For example, in a wedding gallery, I love using black and white to accentuate certain images, to give them a different feel, to borrow a bit of that nostalgic feel that black and white photos tend to bring. But I've never edited an entire gallery of just black and white photos before. Now, when I was shooting, I appreciated how viewing the photo through the viewfinder or on the screen with the black and white creative mode turned on changed how I saw things, obviously. But I noticed that I really was only focusing on the overall exposure of the image and how the shadows played with the highlights. Then when I brought the photos into Lightroom with the black and white mode added on import, I noticed I was a bit more focused on the contrast and the softness of the light instead of the color, which was a wonderful change up. This was probably my favorite overall photo of the day. Purely for aesthetic reasons, I can be very shallow with photography. I like how sharp the brightness of the sun bounces off the cloud, but it's also so soft behind the tree. It really tickles my brain in a naughty way. But talking about my favorite moment would have to be this photo. Here's a closer look. There were 3 people riding this little tiny boat alongside this massive container ship. And the scale really spoke to me. I like to imagine them going to fish or something for themselves or for their families, whatever people do in this kind of boat vessel. But they're on an individual journey, with the journey of hundreds to thousands of people occurring behind them as the containers get loaded onto the ship, bringing things all over the world. Or it's just some boats, you know? And at the end of the day, isn't that life? Just a couple of boats. Hey, that's the end of the adventure today. Thank you for watching. Until next time.